All right, guys, let's jump into objects. So, do you guys know if Carol's coming back, or she's her laptop's she's coming back? But thanks, Ebony. All right, just gonna wait a moment. Oh, man.
I go to Raycon Market and I ask for prosciutto sour
Yeah.
like a 3-pound sandwich for $12.
That's amazing.
What? That's ridiculous.
Did you eat the whole thing?
I can only get halfway through
Yeah, dinner tonight.
it. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, for real.
$12 for lunch and dinner. Okay, I'm gonna start now. We're gonna make a new file. Go over objects. Okay, so we'll do Fernando. Let's see. Name Fernando. Let's see. Shirt color black. Shoes, shoe type, shoes. I'm just gonna say you have Converse.
I usually do.
Oh, just took a guess. Socks. True. Okay, so.
How far are we gonna go with this?
Yeah, well, I was just trying to get a Boolean in. All right, so now if I wanted to print out Fernando's shoe color, what would I write, Rob? Oh, shirt color. I'm sorry. Yeah, I said shoe color. Yeah, cool. So this is how you do it. This is one way, and this is another way. Let's go to Sandy William. What's the other way of doing it? What do I put here? Oh, brackets, and then what would I put inside for shirt color?
Black shirt.
Oh, just shirt color.
Sure.
Yeah, right here. So this would print out his shirt color, and this would also print out his shirt color. Two ways of doing it. So which way is better? I mean, in this case, they're both fine. But in certain cases, there's only one way to print out the value. So let's just say, this is another way. Var key equals shirt color. And then if I want to do console log, it would have to be this. Another way, but in this case, I have to use brackets. I can't use the dot notation. Right here, because my key is inside, shirt color is inside of a variable named key. So I can't do Fernando.key. So let me just comment everything out. Right click, open in browser. Open this up in the browser, Fernando, right? If I do Fernando.age, right? Fernando.age, Fernando bracket age, right? That works. But let's say I do key var key equals shirt color, right? I do Fernando.key, it's undefined because it's actually looking for a key named key inside Fernando, right? But if I do Fernando bracket key like this, prints out his shirt color. Just as if we did that. Right there. So in this case, when we have a variable named key with a value inside, and we want to use that as the key in the object, right? We have to do Fernando bracket key like this. Right? We have to do Fernando bracket key like this.
And we, question.
Yeah.
So we just typically make another variable. If we want to just kind of shorten, is that why we do that? Want to just shorten?
Yeah, in some cases, you might have a variable with the key inside, and you want to get, for whatever reason, you might want to have the key inside of a variable.
Right, like for like, I guess when I'm thinking this is when we do jQuery, we want to like console log like a jQuery command or whatever. We want to just like jQuery equals hat instead, so we can just console log hat instead of, because we can't put like $sign when we're console logging, right? Or am I?
No, I have to kind of see what you're talking
Sorry,
about. Yeah, sorry. I don't. No. I don't. When I see the code, I could kind of point you. Yeah. Here, let me take a screenshot of this. Put this inside. Let's pull up. Pull this in there. Mm-hmm.
Do you have a preference for console log windows in the browser? Like, do you like the Firefox or the Chrome?
I like Chrome better, but Firefox, it was weird. Everyone used Firefox for a long time. Like in 2009, around there, everyone used Firefox. And then for whatever reason, they changed it a lot, significantly, and I couldn't really use it that well. And I found Chrome, and Chrome was similar to Firefox. Yeah, so whoever was the UX designer over there really screwed up really badly, because everyone was the same. It was just like, what happened? I can't use this anymore. And that's why I switched to Chrome. It was nuts. But Firefox is pretty good. Opera's pretty good too. Okay, so let me uncomment these right here. Now, there's something else. We didn't go over this in class, but you could do object.keys, pass in the Fernando object, like this, and it brings up an array of all the keys, which could be helpful in certain scenarios, right? Prints an array of the Fernando object keys. So var keys, console log keys. And then just like that, yeah, what's up?
So the keys is always going to know, like the word keys always refers to like every single like descriptor.
Yeah, so I just named it keys, but you just have to do object.keys. So this is part of JavaScript,
Object.keys.
object.keys. And you pass in the object, and then it gives you an array of all the keys inside this object. So name, age, shirt color, shoes, socks.
Those things are called keys, like
Mhm.
age, shirt color, those are.
Yeah, these are all keys, and these are all values. On the right side, this is a value. This is a key. Key, value, key, value. And this is an object because of the curly brackets. And then just like that, I can just change this to values, and this gives me an array of all the Fernando object values. So if I did that, it gives me all the values inside the array, inside the object as an array.
You're recording all this, right? Just make sure.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Cool. Questions on this? You're all 100% clear. Go ahead.
So we'll create an object, put the value into curly brackets.
Exactly. You put curly brackets, and then you put key value pairs, like a key separating the value with the key by a colon. And then any extra key value pairs are separated with a comma. So over here we have 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pairs, 4 pairs, 5 pairs. So we have 5 pairs of key values inside this object.
So there are 3 data types. Are there other data types we can store?
You can store basically anything inside an object. We'll start off with this. We'll do one more example. It's a little bit more complex after this one. So over here, for looping through an object. So if you want to loop through an object, you have to use a for in loop. The var key in Fernando. And then if I console log key, this prints out all the keys. Right here. Right, so I'm console logging all the keys. If I go over here, name, age, shirt color, shoes, socks. Right? The reason why it prints undefined is because console log returns undefined. So if I want to print out all the values, do the same thing, but change the inside right here. So what would I put right in front of key? Let's go to Justin, Rob, Joe.
Value.
Well, yeah, so I'm gonna that's what I want to get, but I'm gonna put brackets around this. And then what word am I gonna put right here? Anyone know? Fernando. Am I saying your name wrong? Fernando? Fernando?
Say either way.
No, but is there a proper way of saying it?
Honestly, like it depends on what country you're in.
Fernando.
You got a little R.
Oh man, if I could say it like
You roll
that,
the R, that'd be like the super proper.
I would love that. If I could do that for every word, that'd be amazing. Nice. Yeah, I can only do like an accent on certain words. Like if I wanted to give a Russian accent to something, I can only do that if I say like bull. You know, because like Rocky and Bullwinkle, right? Or Or
That's super throwback, dude.
yeah, but that's like the only words I can say because of that cartoon. That was a bad cartoon because it was, yeah, it was really funny, but not good. Okay, so now if we do this, this will print out all the values in the Fernando object. 25, black, Converse, true. Undefined from the console log returning, undefined. Go ahead.
I don't understand. We didn't use the word value, so can you explain how we got to?
Yeah, so you don't actually use the word value. So if this is the key. This represents the key inside the Fernando object on each iteration.
Yeah.
So on the first iteration, it's going to be name. On the second iteration, it'll be age, shirt color, shoes, socks. But if you have the key, right, just like this, see how we have the key right here? The only way to print the value is to Fernando bracket key right here. So it's the same thing over here, right? So var key in Fernando. The value of key is going to change based on the iteration in the object, right? On the first iteration, it's going to be name. So it's going to print out Fernando bracket name. So this is similar to Fernando bracket name on the first iteration, right? Then it's Fernando age, right?
And how does it assume to continue through until it's over?
Yeah, for the for in loop.
That's
That's the magic of the for in loop. You go ahead. Questions on this? Okay, so we're going to do another example. So a little bit more complicated object. Right here. So now let's make this object a little bit harder. So songs, fave songs, put in I can only remember the songs that I've listened to in the last. This is horrible. All right. It's very 90s. And Destiny's Child. Basically a 90s radio station.
Totally my favorite song.
All right, so fave songs, and now we can put in dog. So over here, I could set this to another object. Right, so I have a key here with songs, and I have a key here that's an object within an object, right? And this object can have a key with an object inside it. It can keep going. Usually you don't go too layered, right? But if you're hitting an API, they could really layer it depending on the way their database is organized, right? They could keep layering it. So maybe you hit an API on Leonardo DiCaprio, and then he has a movies key. It's all the movies, and each movie is an object, and each movie object has like the other actors in it, right? It could keep going like that, depending on how they organize it. So in this case, right here, what I want you guys to do, print out Fernando's name, print out Fernando has socks on based on the socks key in the Fernando object. Using the Fernando object, print out Fernando's dog's name, print out Fernando's dog's age, print out Fernando's second favorite song, assuming that Say My Name is his first favorite song. All right, so let me send this to you guys. And then you guys can work on this, go over it, and then we'll go into functions. Go ahead, download this. And William, just give me a thumbs up when you got it already. Oh, that was super fast. So we'll do 7 minutes. Yeah, what's up? Oh, yeah.
we didn't
Mhm.
want to do it that way.
That's perfect.
Wow.
Good job. There's another way of doing it, but you did it perfectly. Good job. Got 2 more minutes left. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You guys have a question? Come on.
Yeah. So the command we switch
So
from
before we had the script call, with
we
the,
did, but because we just added this API key
Mhm.
to avoid committing that to the file.
this is our API key.
Yeah, we try to make an out to that URL, but we are getting this error about
Yeah, you can't use JavaScript in there. In that scenario, you can't use JavaScript. You have to put the API key directly. So what you guys can do is, here, this is what I would do.
yeah, because I tried to do that with the JSON API, so
Mhm.
that's why we switch from the JSON to the JS.
This is silly, but this is what you can do.
I didn't want to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is unfortunately what you.
It's crazy. I was thinking, how do we run that script tag afterwards, though? After we create it, will automatically run?
It should.
So
That's why I didn't want to do it. I didn't know how I was going to run it.
I'm kind of guessing. Um, yeah, this should work.
And you can delete your AX.
Yeah, let me see that real quick.
Got a minute left, guys. Doesn't work.
46. That's weird. This didn't show up before. Oh, you have to add the callback. So there's a callback in here. Oh, no, you did add it.
I'll just take a look at the stuff. It didn't get added, right?
The what?
It didn't get added. I don't see it here. Do you see it?
It shouldn't be there.
It should be actually in the body tag, or right at the end of the body tag.
Right now, it's not.
So here, let's do. Oh, maybe let's do this. There we go. Oh, I had to.
Oh, it worked.
Worked?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the reason why, because before I was grabbing the value of it, and now I'm setting the value to empty.
I'd say that one more time. With the
Yeah.
code.
Because over before, if I don't include the second argument, then it would mean I'm trying to grab a value of the async attribute. Yeah. I have to go back to the review. But yeah, perfect. No problem. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I took an easy one, but does that look like it worked?
How'd you do this?
Is that weird?
Yeah, how did you do this?
Oh, yeah.
Did it work?
Well, I want to see if this is acceptable.
No, but like I don't even know how it works. Does it work?
I told you, check.
Yeah, I don't. Well, that socks is undefined. Can you go back to your code? Colons around sock.
Oh,
Apostrophes around sock. Save that.
I don't know.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah, I don't see the same feature.
Good. Fave songs is not defined.
Because I didn't. Okay.
Well, it's not. It's not just that though. Here, we're gonna go over it now. All right, guys. So let's go over this. Okay, print out Fernando's name using the Fernando object. So console log and Haven Fernando.name. Excellent. And now print out Fernando has socks on based on the socks key in the Fernando object. There's many ways of doing this. We'll do it one way. Go ahead, Ebony.
If condition Fernando does not equal true.
Mhm.
Curly brace, console dialog, the string Fernando has socks on, Fernando has socks.
Perfect. Right here. So this is one way of doing it. Another way. It's just doing Fernando.socks because Fernando.socks is going to be true or false, right? So this one says true equals true, and that'll only be true if true equals true. If this is false, false does not equal true, so that'll be false. Whereas here, if it's true, it runs. If it's false, it does not run. Right? I guess there's another way of doing this. Do if Fernando, we could do in one line. Actually, does that work? No, wait, hold on. This probably doesn't work. Right there. You could do this in one line. Only because it should work. Let's try it. That's a good point. Let's try it. Let me save this, right click, open in browser, not reveal in Finder, open in browser. Looks like I got an error. Let me try putting parentheses around this. It's just parentheses. So just put parentheses, and then that should fix it. There we go. Now it's blue. Great. Yeah, this is very similar to this way, but I just don't have curly brackets because it's, if you have one line, you could just do it in one line. Yeah. And now print out Fernando's second favorite song, assuming that Say My Name is his first favorite song, right? So this is first. We want to print out this one. So I'll just stay right here, console.log, and then we have to start off. What do we start off at, Haven?
Object name.
Good, Fernando, excellent. And now, next thing, what's the key with Fernando's favorite songs? Fernando.
Oh, sorry, you threw me off.
Yeah. Fernando Allen. What key do I go to get his favorite songs? Fave songs, good. Fave songs. And now if I want his second favorite song, I do what, Sandy? William. One, excellent. Right here. So this gets me his second favorite song right here. Good, very good. So let's put that over here. All right, so print out Fernando's dog's name and age. So let's go to Joe.
Joe, sorry, console log. Fernando dot dog dot name.
Excellent, really good. And then if I want his age, what do I change this to? Let's go to Carol. Happening.
It will be Fernando.dog.age.
Excellent, very good, perfect. All right, so let me put this down. Okay, questions on this? Yeah, go ahead, Alan.
So, there's a dog name example, you can do console log, parentheses, Fernando.dog, hard brackets.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, so another way. Yeah, you could actually do it this way. Is that what you asked or no? You asked something else, right? Over here?
Yeah, I was asking, can you do exactly like that example right above that you just did? So that example you just pasted there, could you do that exact same way for the dog?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, many ways of getting that. Other questions? I want you to be 100% clear on every line. No questions? Yes.
So just to say it again, it's Fernando.the.key.
Yeah, so name is the key. Let me try this. Name is the key. Fernando is the value. Oh, which one didn't work?
I think Alan was asking about the index. Like, what was your question again, Alan?
Could
You
you
said
do
with the
Fernando
bracket,
dog,
right?
dog age example as the same layout as you did the second favorite song?
Right, like with the index one.
Oh, you can't. You can't.
Yeah.
One's an array, it's not an array object. And objects don't have indexes.
Did you do object.keys? You don't have to use object.keys here. So object.keys will get you an array of the keys. And then you could use the index of that array, but it's way too much.
That's what I did.
Yeah, it's way too much. Overkill. Because you know what the keys
Yeah,
are.
that's what threw me off. The
Mhm.
object.keys.
Yeah, you don't need that. I mean, object.keys, it's just something to be aware of, that you have this ability to get all these keys inside of an array. So in the case that you do need to do that, you don't have to kill yourself and do a for in loop and make an array and push the key names inside that array. You just do object.keys, the object, and get that. You don't have to really use it to access keys inside the object. Just directly access them from the object.
Well, that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. Object name dot key, right? The key name. Done. Other questions? Okay, so let's move on to functions. So with a function, it's just a way functions are a way to write some code and run that code anytime you want through the function's name using the function's name. Functions are similar to variables in this way, except variables, you store data types or data structures, but so data types are good. Excellent, right? Are strings, booleans, numbers. And then data structures are objects, arrays, so variables, you store data types or data structures, and with functions, you store code, right? You store any code you want. Okay, so that was just an intro. So now let's write a function. Right here, print hello. Right, so this function, it just console logs hello. And if I want to call this function, right, if I do print hello like this, it's a reference to the function. This is a reference. This is a reference to the function. Right? And if I don't want to do a reference, if I want to execute the code inside the function, Williams row, how would I do that? If I want to execute the code inside the function, what would I put after this? Parentheses, excellent. Right? So then that executes that function, right? We just executed the function, which means we ran all the lines of code in the curly brackets of that function name. Right there. So print hello, if I ran this a bunch of times, right here, it should just print hello 5 times. Right here. This is the counter 5, right? It actually printed 5 times. Questions about this? Okay, so now this is a basic function example, right? So we'll get a little bit more complex right now using arguments. right here. So function print something. And now console log s. So whatever I pass to this function right here will be printed. So give you an example, print something, Alabama, right? So in this example, it's as if there's a variable called s being made, which is being set to Alabama, right? So when we pass Alabama as a string to print something right here, it's like we're making a variable named s, setting it to Alabama and printing that out right here. Right, so over here, if I refresh this, it should print hello, 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 Alabama. I'm not sure why the count stopped, but right there, and we can reuse this and print anything we want.
I guess we're always confusing
Mhm.
what's the difference between argument
You know what? I mess that up all the time. Veronica corrects me. I just always forget. Here we go. And here we go. Someone saying it. A parameter is a variable in a method definition. When a method is called, the arguments are the data. Okay, here we go. Perfect. So let's go over that. So I actually just forgot it. When a method is called, the arguments are the data you pass. Okay, so over here,
So in this case, is this a parameter?
yeah, Alabama. Hold on, sorry, I just forgot it again. What is it? Alabama, the arguments are the data. Alabama is the argument.
And the S is the parameter.
Exactly.
Oh.
I probably said that wrong a few times. In the grand scheme of things, it hasn't affected my career, so it probably doesn't matter. But it is good.
Are arguments kind of like values? They're sort of like.
Yeah, the arguments are the values, and then this is almost like the key, right? But it's the argument. I mean, no, wait, the parameter. Damn it. Using parameters.
So much easier now.
S is the parameter. Parameter.
That's why when we have those tests and you say like, right, the function that takes, and then I always just put something right there.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, sorry for confusing you. Yeah, S is a parameter, right? And this is one way. Here, I'll just write this.
Like the parameter is like, okay, this is how many things you're gonna take in.
Mhm.
And then the argument is this is what I'm putting in.
Exactly. So we could change this to anything, right?
Right.
It doesn't matter what the parameter's name is. It doesn't matter, right? Whatever it is, the placement matters, right? Alabama goes into A right here, and we print out A. The placement matters. So now the placement will really matter once we start doing 2. Right, so let's do another one. 2 arguments. Do function, and we'll do print both. Right, so if I do print both, just to practice, A and B are parameters, print both, and now over here we'll do Fernando, Ebony, right? So what's going to happen when I run this code, Fernando?
It's going up there.
Yep, exactly, right? So over here, it's like we're doing var A equals Fernando, right here. And then we're doing var B equals Ebony right here.
And if you put console log C, it would be undefined.
should give us an error, actually. It would give an error if we did console log C over here.
Those are the arguments. I think,
Yeah. Mhm.
but the letter B is the parameter.
Exactly. A and B are parameters here.
So that's the part that was confusing. Because A and B is,
Parameters.
parameters, but the names are the arguments. So anything will have the equal sign is the argument, and on the left is the parameter.
Yes.
I know. My
No,
In
but,
terms of a Fernando.
oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, I was like, where are you seeing this? Sorry, I couldn't see what you said, and then Ebony pointed out said that you were looking at this right here. Got it. All right, so let me go over here. Right click browser, and over here, let's say print something, right? Print hello, right? Print hello, because that's what it does. Console logs whatever you pass into it. But if I just var a equals print something hello, what's the value of a going to be?
Gonna be that function.
Undefined. What? So it's going to be a is going to be undefined. Perfect, right? Exactly. So print something right here. Hello. Print something hello. Prints hello. It does, but it's undefined inside a. Right. So let me write that down. Print something does print hello, but the console log returns undefined. So undefined goes into the variable a. Right? So if we wanted to change it, right? If we wanted to change that, then what we would do here is another way of writing print something. Function print something, return a. Right here. And then if we do var a equals print something, oh, it'll work. Right here. Generally, you should always return a value because of this scenario right here. If you want to be able to use this function and store it into whatever returns, right? If it's not returning anything, if it's just returning undefined, then reuse it. Right? You can't reuse it. But if you return something, you can reuse it. Reuse it. Right? So let me show you that. Let me show you this process again. Right here. Print something. Right? I'm not returning. So the console log is returning undefined. If I do var a equals print something hello, it prints hello, but a is undefined, right? I didn't return anything explicitly. Whereas over here, if I rewrite this, right? I mean, you could console log, and then I could return s right here. And then if I do that, a is another way of writing it. Questions on this? I want you to be 100%. Yeah, return is to kind of give it to whatever is taking it, right? So console log will just print it to the console. That's it. Whereas return will put it into variable a, right? If we don't have a return here, it'll take whatever console log's returning, which is undefined, and then put that into a.
It's returning to the parameter. Is that right?
It's returning to the variable a. Variable a is not a parameter or an argument, right? This is a parameter, and this is an argument. This is just a variable, right? And then this returns s right here, and that puts it into variable. Generally, you don't want to do cost. You want to do return always. Okay, so I'm going to send file. Let me go to my desktop real quick, grab all the screenshots that I made. Okay, one more exercise, and then you guys can go. 16 functions activity. It takes in two params and returns their sum, their difference, their product, the division of them. What is the quotient? Thanks, man. Divide them. Let's put that there. Okay. It's a challenge. You write a function that takes a number and gives you, that takes a number, assuming that's the radius of a circle, and gives you the area of the circle. Hint math dot, what is it, math dot pi? There we go. You could use math dot pi. All right, cool. Let me send this over to you guys. Okay, the last file activity. Justin, give me a thumbs up when you're done. Got it? Thanks. You guys have free time, you should check out the Fire Festival documentary. Amazing.
That's hilarious.
It was crazy. It makes me never want to use Instagram ever. Forget his name. While being under what's that, probation or house arrest?
Oh, yeah.
What's that period between jail and parole? Yeah. Parole's after jail. Whatever's before jail, he was while he was like waiting. He was selling those tickets, those fake tickets. Yeah. Mm. He screwed like a lot of the rich millennials, but he screwed over a lot of the people in Bahamas. Are really poor. Wait, I don't, the whole time was just like Ja Rule's part of it.
I mean, because they were partners.
He's partners, Ja Rule.
But I don't think you got charged with anything.
Yeah, Ja Rule didn't get charged. He should get charged. He should, yeah.
I don't know, it was funny to me. I'm like, okay, there's only one guy. Yeah, they're using up their modes up there. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, good. Just be aware that, you know, you're on, the website that you're on. It's hard to phrase first. I just looked at
a small role in this championship. It's a small role. And he has, it's on the college every time. Like for Instagram. That's what he's doing now. Just like, he gets a product. Use it. And post it, yeah, it's pretty good. With the whole product. Yeah. Just like go and see that.
Yeah. I'm surprised how far away.
No, because it works. It's like, you go like a sort of thing. It's like 500,000. But you entire fast food. And there was no variable for like serving salad. Yeah.
Oh, no. It's like taking a
For now,
bar.
it's too soon.
You know, an individual path.
Yeah.
So it has a different barcode.
Right. Well, yeah, like if they have so like they usually buy a box of cookies, which is.
Oh, yeah.
But then you.
That's good to do it.
Unless somebody
This is serving.
It's in the spot,
Yeah,
but like
we're
for
still.
some reason that API was going to send you based on what it says. how many calories.
Probably.
It'll tell you all the calories. But the Atomami is like so intuitive, like you can even type in like ranches, type in like Cheerios.
It's Slack.
I feel like it's wrong.
I think.
That's right. That's correct.
And the one, the nutritional one that answers. I think I'll let the rest get into.
Very close. You just gotta look up.
I think the recipe one is the more sought after.
Because they're big.
You can't just put that thing in.
It goes through like real.
All right, that's 2 more minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, we have some plans. Yeah.
Razor, the one that's making the mouse. Razor. So he's so close. You should see it now. I didn't know it was.
Yeah, you got your hair back.
Okay. I know. I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what. You don't see the branches. Yeah.
I don't know why they have
Yeah.
Well, this is just learned all this.
Pretty square. So radius is just password.
No, I'm like, that's some like serious.
So
The area of the circle is. So but you're taking in the radius.
we're taking in the radius.
Yeah.
So,
The question, the last one, right?
so, you said there was. I don't know, you can see the square right now.
Yeah.
There they are. Yep.
Then you have to have one.
There it is.
So you gave
Now you guys have to keep communication started because yeah, but you want to say so what you have to do, right, is if, let's say you work on HTML,
Not the radius, what here.
you have to make sure that that's thousands.
Hey, I'm about to do this until 4 o'clock.
This you want to keep very good communication, and what you're doing just you want to keep the best way.
Oh, no, we can do all the extra work.
So you
Make us. I don't know what.
exactly. How you can then work with from
Or you
HTML to mouse code.
or we can go through it, just make sure we're outside of the lines. That also helps.
Now, branch, right? Then that's fine, right? Because you're not meant to work in the files you at the same time.
Right.
The conflicts would be too much. It would be way too much. I work in something. Right? Too
What about you,
much.
like-
You would just have to restart.
Alright, so we'll do that.
Guys, let's go over. Thanks for sticking around. We're just going to go over right now. Right before I go over it, so Tuesday, we'll do jQuery. We'll probably get into Macbox. If not, worst case, on Thursday, we're going to get into Mapbox. Your projects are due not this coming week, the next week on the 19th. That's when your projects are due, right? So we have plenty of time. If you guys want to focus on something for the weekend, right, I would love for you guys to get the HTML and CSS done, right? If you want to focus on something, focus on that, get that done, right? Make it look good. Yeah, and then once, I mean, we'll work on the Mapbox stuff, and then that Thursday class, I'll help you a lot. All right, and we'll probably get everything done, and it'll be solid. And plus, we'll have a review over the content. Okay, so let's go over this function right here, Fernando.
So function sum of parentheses a comma b.
Good.
And curly brace return a plus b.
Excellent. And let's go right here. A and B are parameters. Good. If I wanted to call this, I would do sum 1, 2. Right here. And over here, 1 and 2 are arguments. All right, so write a function that takes in 2 parameters and returns their, let's go to Sandy.
So function subpar,
Excellent. Right here. And we could call this string subpar, whatever, that those good names. Write a function takes in 2 parameters, returns their product. Ebony.
function return from a
Excellent. All right, so I'm gonna just copy this over and go to Justin. What should I change this to for the quotient?
2, 5. And then change it to
Perfect. All right, let's go to Haven. For this one, let's do,
I decided to get a little pepper and I call my function circle layer.
let's call this radius, and then
Radius, and then we're going to return mass.py times r.
excellent. Perfect. Okay. Another way of doing this is you could do math.pow radius comma 2, and that does, right, this does square, actually radius squared, just like this, but either one's fine, totally fine. All right, so hopefully today was a good review, helped. You're going to focus on your HTML tests, right? And yeah, we'll continue the review. And I'm going to do a review in week 16 and 17, right? So in about like in about a month and a half, I'll be doing another 2-week review. Right, anticipating that too. That'd be good. There'll be another project during that time as well, Sandy. This is week 9. Yeah, it's weird. I mean,
it was hard to find.
no, yeah, it's pretty hard. This is week 9 now. Here, I'm going to send you guys all the code.